Okay, so now I need to plan my orientation to the new book. And my book is called Going to School. So I'm going to write that right here. It's a level 2 book. Now, this story is about the different ways that students ride to school. So I'm going to just make my orientation very simple. This story, or this book is about the different ways that students ride to school. Let's read to find out how these students ride to school. Now, of course, when I look at my continuum, it talks a little bit about building background, making connections. Let's go to that part right quick where I say it does. Yeah. Discuss personal experience in relation to the text. I could spend a lot of time on building background, but I don't think it's necessary, mainly because we all have to get to school somehow. So I don't know that it's necessary to build like a lot of discussion on how do you ride to school? How do you ride to school? How do you ride to school? Because technically they know how they get to school. They don't have to talk about that. Now you may think, well, they want to talk about those things, and that's fine. But I want to make sure I have the time that I need to do this lesson. So I'm probably going to do more of that, what they do, in my writing in my phase 2, just for this book. Now, sometimes I'm going to have to build background on some of the nonfiction text, but for this book, I don't really think it's necessary. So then I need to predict and locate some words. I'm going to do a walk through the book because I'm going to need to front load some of this language. Um, I doubt that they're going to know the word ride. Um, they might could recognize school just because they might see it a lot, but I'm really going to front load this a lot, and I want you to watch for that when you watch the video. So I'm going to talk about the pictures, ask them questions, and then I'm going to say, so yeah, I ride to school on my scooter. I ride to school in my wagon. I'm going to make sure I use that language in my back and forth with the students. Um, so I'm thinking that I want to probably do this word scooter because that's a vocabulary word that they probably aren't familiar with. I doubt that anybody rides to school on their scooter. And so I want to make sure that they understand what that is and plus we're not going to talk about that SC sound. Word study. Notice that there's no blends. Don't want to go there because there's no blends in the continuum for level 2 book. We don't want to go there. We just say the word scooter and be done with it. Point to the word. What would you expect to see at the beginning of scooter? In the middle of scooter, at the end of scooter. We're not going to do a whole lot. Now, um, depending on where your kids are, I mean, I might want to do ride, because that might be I ride, but that's what the whole book's about. So I'm not sure. I ride to school. I don't know. I'm either going to want to do school or ride. And I think I'm going to do, I don't know. That's a hard one. And that's on all the pages or ride. I'm just going to put both because I'm not sure yet. I'm not going to pick 1,000 words to really go over with them because I want to see if there's some problem solving going on. Um, I'm not choosing these words. Now, why am I not? I did choose scooter, but I'm not choosing those last words. I might do my, but I'm going to talk with their teacher and just make sure that I'm thinking correctly. Um, but I don't want to use these because I want to see what do they do when they come to this word? What are the strategies that they're using? These are the things that I'm going to be looking for when I actually do the lesson. So I'm not really going to choose a lot of the last words. Um, so there you have it. I mean, that's what I'm going to do for the orientation to the new book, and I'll talk a little bit more about validating and activating in my next video.